Part one: you are not your emotions. How to break emotional enslavement and step into full creative authority. This is where I'll be starting the recording from. And so today specifically, we're going to be doing our affirmation as we do. But before we do that, I need you to understand something. Exactly what the title says. You are not your emotions. You are not your emotions. You're not your thoughts. You are you, the real you. And this took me a little while to kind of get my head around because we all, in some ways, identify very strongly with how we feel. Let's not even talk about thoughts right now. Right now, it's just emotions because your emotions can become tools for you to use to create the life that you want, or they can be your master, where you are being pulled around like a puppet based on how you feel. Okay? And then even in the spiritual world, there's a lot of talk about frequency and feeling good so that you manifest things. And sometimes that can make sometimes that's not great. Sometimes especially the way I know the way it or the way it made me feel for a long time, this feeling of I have to feel perfect all the time or else I will not be able to manifest anything. And it's kind of a nonsense of a nonsense of a nonsense, okay? Your emotions are tools. They are not masters. They're not the determinant as to whether you get to create the life you want or not, except when you give your power away. When you give your power away, you need to understand who you really, truly are. And for me, the way I've understood or started to understand, because there's still room for growth even in me, is contemplating this concept that I am one with the divine. I am one with the divine. And in fact, what the divine says to me and has said to me over a few years now is, I am, you are, and you are, I am. And I really want you to think about that statement. I mean, it may mean absolutely nothing to you. I am, you are. I am, you are. You are, I am. I am, you are. You are, I am. And when the divine says this, well, the first time the divine said this to me, it felt too big because it felt like he was saying that I am what he is, or well, they. Divine is not it's not masculine or feminine. However, I was brought up in the Christian world, so in the Christian world, he's referred to as he. So sometimes that does slip out of me. I'm trying to train myself now to be gender neutral. Gender neutral when it comes to the divine, because ultimately the divine is neither masculine nor feminine. So they they is the pronoun I'm starting to use now, but it takes some getting used to after I spent the first God knows how many years of my life or decades of my life referring to the divine as a he. Okay, so I am, you are. I am, you are. It's because yes, you are one with the divine, but it goes even, you are one with the divine is it's kind of the same principle. Ultimately, you are one with the divine. There, everything is the divine. There is nowhere that the divine ends and you begin. Okay, so the divine doesn't suddenly end here and then you begin and then the divine carries on after you ended. No, no. You are one with the divine. You are, I am. Literally, you are made out of the divine, if that's even a thing. Basically, as in, you are a God unit. Really, really take some time to sit down with the idea of who you really truly are. Because at the core of you, you are literally the divine. Okay? Now, for whatever reason, we're here. And I have all kinds of theories around what this is, but yeah, okay. But whichever way, we come to this physical reality and we start to identify with the way we feel, with what we think. You start to think that is who you are. And so when you're feeling down or when your emotions are heavy, you allow them you allow it to mean that there's something wrong with you, and that you have no choice in the matter. You kind of have to feel down. And I'm not saying we shouldn't feel what we feel, but I am saying that you need to start seeing emotions as a tool. And as we go through this week, I will explain more as to what I mean. But today, I really just want you to come back to the true identity of you, which is that you are one with the divine. You are powerful. You are limitless. What you decree must come to pass. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what, it doesn't even matter what you're thinking. You are the authority in your life. You need to take back dominion from feelings, from thoughts, from whatever, and stop identifying so completely with your thoughts, with your feelings, because they are not you. They are tools, they are energy, but we'll talk about that soon. Today, again, coming back to you are one with the divine. There is nothing that exists outside of the divine, including you. Okay? I really want you to start to get a full appreciation of this. You are one with the divine. I am, you are. You are, I am. I am, you are. You are, I am. I am what you are. I am what you are. You are what I am. There is no separation between you and the divine. There is nothing that exists. You do not exist outside of the divine. You are more powerful than how you feel. You do not need to be swayed by your moods. Emotions are ultimately just energy, love energy at different frequencies, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. They're not, you do not have to so completely identify with I am angry and therefore I am angry and there's nothing I can do about it. I feel bad and so there's nothing I can do about it. I feel guilty and there's nothing I can do about it. I feel shame. There's nothing I can do about it. I just feel these things. I feel these things and that's who I am. And so then forever people healing, healing, healing forever. But you need to at some point realize it is not who you are. It does not mean it does not mean that you do not accept yourself as you're showing up today. This stuff that I'm saying to you now, it's because seeds have been planted in me over a while, over a long period of time, that I finally got to the point of realizing that actually I can in some ways observe my emotions. I can witness my emotions. I do not have to allow them to overwhelm me. It doesn't mean that I don't feel anything. There are times when I feel very, very deeply, darkly emotional, really. But even in the midst of feeling the darkness and the pain, because emotional pain is a real thing, okay? Even in the middle of that now, I also feel there's like this part of me that is watching this happening and realizing it is not me. I feel it and I accept it. I love it. Okay, because we're not going to pushing it down. It just takes a lot of energy. You don't want to be doing that. Okay, so I'm not saying resist or suppress or fear them or stifle your emotions. All of that just wastes a lot of energy that you could be using to create. What we're going to be doing in this immersion series is teaching you how to use your emotions as tools to help you create the life that you're meant for. Okay, but to get there, first and foremost, you really need to know who you are, which is that you are one with the divine. You are the authority in your life. You are not any one emotion. You have dominion. You have dominion. So stop identifying so completely with your emotions that you give away your power to how you feel. Because I feel this way, I can't do this. Because I feel this way, I can't do the other. Because I feel this way, I am this thing. It's not true. You are one with the divine. And I really want you to sit with that statement. Our affirmation today is going to be I'm one with the divine. Divine love flows through my heart. Anyway, we'll sing it in a minute. I'll tell you what the words are. But but it is to help you identify with the idea that you are one with the divine. And I also want to leave you with those two statements. I am, you are. You can say I am what you are. Because this is what the divine has said to me, and I'm saying it to you because it is the truth of you, that you are what the divine is. The divine is what you are as well. Really allow that statement to keep going over and over and over in your mind. That contemplate it. You know where you normally be spending lots of time worrying about something? Contemplate. Let your brain let your brain do what it does best, which is ruminate on things, but let it ruminate on I am, you are. You are, I am. I am, you are. You are. I am. I am what you are. And you're speaking to the divine. You are divine, what I am. I am one with the divine. I am the authority over my life. I have dominion over my own life and my affairs. I really want you to allow these words to ruminate on them, ruminate on them, ruminate on them. Let them become your truth. Okay, we're going to sing our affirmation, and then tomorrow we'll come in with some more on emotions as tools and how to break emotional enslavement. Because I see it happening with clients too much, where your emotions have so much authority over you that you feel you cannot escape them. You cannot do anything except obey them. But it's not the truth. It's not the truth. Okay? It's just what you've been led to believe, and it doesn't have to be that way. So let us do our affirmation, which is I am one with the divine. Divine love. Divine love makes me whole. Divine love energizes my heart. It will be in the daily ritual from tomorrow. So you can watch out for that and use it. But in the meantime, we'll do this together, or you can just use this, okay? Okay. You are one with the divine. You are one with the divine. Let this keep going around and around inside of you. Let it become more real to you. You are one with the divine. You are one with the divine. You are one with the divine. You do not need to identify with your emotions, because your emotions are just energy forms around you. In some ways, they're around you. They're not you. They're not you. They're tools that you can use to create your life. You need to be the director of your life, not the puppet being dragged around by whatever feeling happens to be in your energy field today. Okay? You are one with the divine. Keep remembering that statement. I am what you are. You are what I am. I am what you are. You are what I am. Say that to the divine. Keep listening to, or keep contemplating it, keep going around and around in your mind. And let the divine minister to you, speak to you through it. Write down in your notebook what comes up for you as you say that statement over and over again. And come and share with us in group, okay? Let's all go deeper in our connection with the divine. Yeah? Okay, then, my lovelies. Until the next part, which it will be tomorrow, go forth and prosper. Bye.